let me also say, as a man, you shouldn't be paying no girls' bills if y'all not married. I don't believe in that.
The opposite is the same.
Because I already feel it growing in the comments. And I'm gonna tell y'all right now, as a man, you should not be paying no girls' bills.
Now that the men are gone, girl, this guy said to me, I like you so much. He actually said, I'm addicted to you. I like you so much. I just wish you were nicer to me. That's like the biggest compliment. It's nothing nice to say, but it was sweet.
Ah, it's so painful.
What are you doing, bro?
Do you really not know? Like, your thighs don't chafe?
Well, if you had on more than underwear, they'd stop chafing. But those are shorts, not underwear. Men's underwear. She's wearing underwear. See? Fixed. You're welcome. Just put clothes on and problem solved. That's so tough.
I ran into a guy in the club the other night that I saw for a bit last year, and I gave him about ghosting me, but he said he thought I wasn't interested. I thought of you straight away. I might be an ice queen. This is exactly why you have to drop the if he wanted to, he would. Because I can guarantee you in your head, you were like, well, if he was into me, he would text me. Meanwhile, he's over there thinking, oh, she's definitely not interested in me. This is it. This is why. This is exactly it.
I just filled up at the petrol station, right? And I walk inside and there's a lineup of guys. The first guy's finished paying and he comes around and he sees me and he goes, oh. He backs up. He backs right up. And I mean like into the sunglasses, into the hats. He's like right up like that, like that. And he's like, oh. And instead of me being like, in my head being like, oh, chivalry, how sweet. I was thinking, how wide do you think I am? Why'd you leave me such a big gap? I said, thank you, but I thought it, right? I thought, I put on weight, but shit. We're so fucked. We're so fucked.
What's going on, fellas? Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment down below. Let's get back to the video.
Women like to be pursued. Men, I think, like to feel like they're earning a woman.
Women like to be pursued?
Yeah.
I think that a lot of that comes from insecurity. Not you particularly, but I think that women like that idea of being pursued. You're just going to get a silent predator if you continue pursuing that.
No, I think women, they like consistency and they like knowing that the man wants them.
Of course, to desire a woman and to pursue a woman are two very different things.
What
right?
is pursuing in your words?
Well, for example, in a lot of ways, you go on a date with a girl. Who's supposed to hit up who? Persistency, women typically think is desire. It's not desire. Desire is inviting somebody to be in your life. Now, there's also a certain point where he goes, hey, I'd like to see you tomorrow. And if there's an insecurity that a girl has and she goes, well, that's not enough. I want him to chase me.
Yeah, and I think that's playing games and I don't promote that.
Mm-hmm.
Why did a man ask me what I would cook for him to sweep him off his feet? And I just want to wholeheartedly say, I am never in my life trying to sweep a man off of his feet.
Of course.
I am the woman. I would like to be swept. I don't want to pick your big up. Nigga, you pull out the broom and you get to sweeping.
Relax. These women want men to do everything for them. Going above and beyond, of course. But when it's time for them to reciprocate, they got a problem with that. They don't even want to do something as simple as making a proper meal from scratch to feed the man that is making sure that they ain't got to worry about any bills. Their man can't even get clean clothes to wear to work. But yet still, their man have to do all the on their list and more. Otherwise, this relationship won't work.
This man said, why every time I meet a woman, she's behind on her bills or she needs help with a bill? If that's something that you're questioning and it's bothering you, upsetting you, that you have to bring it to the internet, you don't need to be meeting women right now. You need to be focusing on yourself and getting your life together so that that doesn't bother you. Ew.
It sounds like you and the rest of those type of women are the ones that need to be working on themselves. He's speaking facts. Don't nobody owe you nothing. No rent, no lights, no Wi-Fi. If you grown enough to date, you grown enough to handle your own responsibilities. And stop calling it help when it's really dependence. Handle your business first before you go looking for somebody to fund it.
A lot of these modern women spend decades being told to be independent, to be strong, and now they're exhausted. Now you're alone. Now you're realizing that nobody wants you. And you can't even say that people didn't warn you about the cost, because they did. Turns out that advice was trash. Should have listened.
Yo, now we gotta deal with the men being delusional. Men really believe in their minds that they're choosing to not date. That's why the birth rates are declining. That's what they believe. No, there's no way y'all believe that. Women chose to stop dating before men chose to stop dating. So what are y'all talking about? It was the women who literally came out and say, we're not dating anymore, because you all kept saying, you're choosing the wrong man, you're choosing the wrong man. So women said, F it. I'm not going to choose anyone, because it's a lose-lose situation. And then from that, men can't get dates because women chose to stop dating. So what are y'all talking about? It wasn't men who chose to stop dating.
When a man is truly in love with you, you don't break his heart. The man that protects you with his life, the man that doesn't ignore you, the man that is loyal to you, you don't ignore him. The one that provides, the one that is your problem solver, the one that reminds you how gorgeous you are on a regular, the one that does not want to hurt you or make you cry, the one when he goes shopping, he's always thinking of you. He can't go a day without talking to you. He wants to pour into you if you have any business ideas. He takes the time to sit down and hear you and listen to you. He feels when you're off. That's a man that loves you. He is emotionally in tune to you, protects and provides. That's hard to come by. You don't betray that at all. You hold on to that.
Cam Newton can't say it because Cam Newton is a man. I am a woman, and I am trying to tell you, if you have multiple children by multiple men, for whatever reason that may be, you lower your market value, meaning the odds of a high-value, high-earning masculine man are now lower. Granted that it doesn't sound right saying, oh, you lose your value. You do. You do. You lose value. And nobody wants to say that. Nobody wants to tell the truth, because then what happens? Women uproar and they say, oh my God, you're hurting us. That's bad for the culture. No, what's bad for the culture is us raising our daughters to be the type of women that think it's okay for us to be promiscuous and get baby mama left and right. Yeah, that's what's wrong with our culture. That's the problem. So no, Cam, I'm with you 10,000%. You can retract your statement if you want to. I'm not retracting the statement. You absolutely will lose value if you choose to be a more promiscuous woman and get baby mama left and right. I don't care what anyone says. Now, I should say, there are exceptions to the rule. Most of us are not the exception. The bitch who wants to compete and can forget that comfort for and you know what you did.
Just put the pants on, you stupid hole. We were so close. We were so close. You literally have normal fitting sweatpants, and you're worried about everybody seeing all the way up into your stomach through your because you're wearing underwear on the abductor machine. Oh my God. Just put some clothes on. You have the clothes with you. Put them on. Why are we... you used them to cover up your literal that's hanging out of your shorts because they're skin-tight underwear. And you have sweatpants. And you just used them to cover your... Just put them on. Just put them on. And these are the videos, too, where women are always in the comments like, men just hate women. No, you're idiots. We don't hate women. We hate idiots.
Women want men to read their minds, make the first move, approach correctly, show up in a certain way. That's the entire industry, teaching them how they should be pursued. But when a man doesn't nail it, when a man doesn't do as they want him to do, as they think he should do, then he's the problem. Instead of saying, maybe I should adapt to what society is doing.
If, like me, you're a woman that men typically aren't attracted to, how do you feel about a situation where somebody that you're attracted to or interested in finds out that you are attracted or interested? Because for me, that is a terrifying thought. When I was little, a bunch of guys found out that I had a crush on a boy and they teased me relentlessly, and ever since then, I've been a little obsessive about making sure that guys that I'm interested in have no clue that I'm interested in them. Because here's the thing. I know that those guys don't reciprocate. I have a really bad habit of only being attracted to men that would never in a million years see me that way. So I just know. Like, you can come in the comments and be like, oh, but you never know, Yeah, I know. Trust me, I know. And I will do things, or have done things, to make sure that they never find out. I have actively ignored guys that I've been interested in. I have actively been mean to guys that I've been interested in just so that they never know that I have a crush on them. I also obsessively monitor my body language to make sure that I'm not doing anything that might give me away. I'm not playing with my hair too much. I'm not fussing with my appearance too much. I'm not doing all those little body language tips and tricks you see on the internet that indicate attraction or interest. I make sure, just to be on the safe side, that I'm not displaying any of that. The only thing I can't do is control my pupils. If my pupils dilate when I look at a guy, hopefully he can't tell because of my glasses. That's how I feel about that. Because the thought of somebody I am interested in finding out terrifies me.
Stop hitting me, please.
If you take me to San Antonio, please, I will pay you. If you take me to San Antonio,
no,
please,
baby, you put yourself in this situation and I
always me, always me.
I can't do it.
This is Billy, and we need to highlight Billy's story because Billy is not alone. Billy is one of millions of men who are dealing with from their partner. I only showed, I think, the first 20 seconds of that clip. That clip goes on for a few minutes and it's extremely hard to watch, and I didn't want to put all of that on you guys today. I wanted to give you the option to press the sound and go watch the full video yourself, but it is incredibly hard to watch. We think of, or at least when we're spoken to about, it's always spoken about in a manner where the man is the perpetrator and the woman is the victim. And far too often, because of this rhetoric, male victims go unheard and unseen. This rate is 50-50, and don't let anybody ever tell you otherwise. Despite the fact that the rate is 50-50, organizations and our governments refuse to put money into studying female perpetrators because that would go against the rhetoric of against women and children. What they don't realize is that they think that they're doing women a service here and just undermining men, and who cares? But the reality is that lesbians take up the majority of the rate. So you're not just hurting men, you're preventing women who are victims of other women from getting the proper help because we haven't studied why women do this and what's the best way to leave when a woman is you. So because of this, men get every single day by their partner, and children get stuck in situations where they watch their mother their father. A situation that I know all too well because along with getting by my mother as a child, she was incredibly to my father as well, verbally, mentally, psychologically, and I'm pretty sure she hit him a few times. I just didn't witness this. And because of this, she broke my father down into a small little man so that he stopped defending me when she was me. So my got worse. We need to start highlighting female perpetrators and male victims because male victims need our help and female perpetrators need more accountability. You are a man that is currently going through this, please reach out to me. My email is roma@romaarmy.com, or if you're seeing this on Instagram, you can reach out to me there. Whether you're leaving a male or female, whether you are a man or a woman yourself, it is imperative that you remember never to tell your when you're leaving. You wait for a safe time, like when they're sleeping or they're at work. Whatever you do, never give up your location once you leave. It could make the difference between life and for you.
You know, with a lot of these modern women making their demands, the second a man says, you shouldn't expect me to have to pay for every single thing, then it's controversial. But equality only seems to apply when it benefits a woman. Real 50-50 would mean that you would pay at some point in time. You would pursue. You would take the risk. But that's not what modern women actually want, now is it?
That's another thing. Women are too smart for their own good. When a man wants to have a conversation about what do you bring to the table, I think it's a stupid question. And at the same time, if your answer is, well, I have an education, I make this much money, a masculine man isn't thinking about those things. What are the non-tangible things that you bring to the table? And I think that a woman should be able to answer that for themselves. And most women can't articulate what it is that they bring to the table because it's not tangible.
What are the non-tangible things that women need to bring to the table? And what is the table? Can you define what the table is?
It's different for every man. I think that, and I've said this, and we went viral saying it, and people have bit it, stole it, tried to make it their own. And I was the first to say it, and I'll say it again. A true feminine woman that desires to be a wife, what she brings to the table is having the ability to see what the table table needs and then orchestrating what needs to be done to get it there. So as an example, let's say the table is going to need some carbs, it's going to need some meat, it's going to need some cutlery, it's going to need some wine, it's going to need some vegetables, it's going to need all these different things. If I don't have everything, I'm going to call my girl Lauren and say, hey Lauren, we're having this dinner over. Do you think that you could bring the stuffing? Then I'm going to call Athena and say, Athena, can you bring the green beans on the side? And then I'm going to call and make sure that we have a full total meal. It doesn't have to be me cooking everything. And I think that's another thing, especially in the Black community, we feel like we have to be the person to do everything. No, that is the point of community, to have tribe so that you're not carrying every single thing on your shoulder.
Where is the best place for a man to approach a woman?
Well, according to the literal thousands of videos you can find of women answering this question, I would say nowhere.
Obviously, it's not the gym. We've seen the discourse on that. However, I saw a video today of a lady saying that a man approached her in a grocery store and she was like, oh my God, we can't even go to the grocery store in peace.
So no gym, no grocery store. I've also heard no school, like don't approach me at school. And this one to me takes the cake. Don't approach me at a club where singles go to meet other singles. Don't approach me at the club. I'm just here to dance with my girls.
And to that woman specifically, I say absolutely. If you don't want people approaching you in the grocery store, you have every right to say that. But as a collective, I'm worried because I'm like, if they can't approach us in the grocery store, I fear that their only option is DM. And I don't want an internet love story. So now I want to know from the women, like, where is home base? Like, where are we going to say, like, yes, if we are here, feel free to respectfully approach?
Ma'am, if you didn't get the memo, men have decided to check out completely. So it doesn't matter if you guys sent out a badness signal saying, hey, approach us this way. Now we're okay for you to approach us in this area. Men have gotten the message and they've said, no, thank you. And they've decided not to approach. Even when you are saying, and I know you have good intentions, even when you are saying, hey, when are we going to give the guys the signal? You have to add in the modifier respectfully approach because of your fear of the sisterhood.
The reason women be feeling real masculine, I guess, or the reason it's like an imbalance in the house is because the women they're not being helpmates. Help your husband achieve his goal. Boom, once y'all get him off the ground, once y'all build him up, then we go work on you. You're the helpmate. That's why y'all be struggling and stuff, and y'all be wanting to be mad at me in the comments when I be saying, when you be trying to do a whole lot, when you trying to be the breadwinner, when you trying to be the boss, when you trying to run your own business, when you trying to have kids, when you trying to raise kids, when you trying to be a wife, you trying to do so much at one time. That's why you like mediocre in all areas, every area. And then you wondering why it just ain't working out for you. Because you're being masculine. Help that man be a helpmate, man. We ain't got but one job here. Be a helpmate. Carry some babies, give birth, raise these kids. I mean, y'all can be successful and do all that other stuff, but if my man getting it, I'm good. I'm good. That's how y'all gotta think.
Yes! Exactly! Finally! Someone that's smart! I don't have to call you a bitch. I don't have to call you out your name. Because you know the deal. It's a transaction, right? Right? That's what they say. It's shut the up. It's what I say it is. All right? Exactly. Now, for any woman that knows that, your life will be abundantly increased or increased abundantly. I got cameras on me right now. I'm put on a show.
What's funny is that with all these modern women talking, men still do 99% of the dangerous, body-destroying work in this country. But somehow, some way, that gets erased from the conversation. Economic inequality. In that argument, men's contribution to society always gets forgotten. It's just, woe is me. I'm doing terrible. And modern women conveniently continue to forget who is actually building the infrastructure of this country.
Listen, can we talk about how beautiful and amazing it is not to have a man in the house? I'm not trying to diss on the men. I'm really not. But it's stressful. It can be a headache. It's exhausting, the mental load. The fact that y'all can't remember where their scissors are. And they've been there for 27 years. The fact that you need me to find something for you when it's right in front of your face in the refrigerator. The fact that you can't remember where I put your own clothes at. or where they even go so you could put them away yourself. When I tell you, get the kids ready, what should they wear? Clothes. Figure it out. Can you drive them to school? What time they need to be there? Oh my God. It's exhausting. The mental load that mothers carry, or having somebody in the house in general that's a man and having to manage the house and manage him. Do y'all realize that that's what that's like? We have to take care of all the things, and you expect us to be oh so happy and joyful because you just walk in the door, you gave us your presence. Oh, it's a beautiful thing not to have to worry about reminding somebody of something that you've already reminded them of 27,892 times. It's just so peaceful over here. Have a great day. Love you.
If I was a billionaire and then I marry a 22-year-old girl and then 5 years later she leaves me, I have to give her half of my money? Are you freaking insane? Here's what caused me to have prenup. She called me about a couple things that she wanted us to spend money on her family. And it pissed me off because they're taking advantage of you. If I don't have a prenup, I actually don't know if I have the drive to give my best.
Because you might lose it.
Because I might lose it. But if I have a prenup, I'm giving my best.
Some people would say, well, you shouldn't be marrying someone that you're not 1,000% sure that it's going to work out with.
You know what it is for a man to believe that the marriage, both sides are going to be great? Do you know that's a form of thinking you're God? I don't know what's going to happen with her later on. So why don't we not play God and let's play humans, beings, and let's write a nuptial agreement. And by the way, I am all about marriage. I'm all about having kids, having a family. But I also understand people change.
It's literally crazy that
some people are just too far gone to be saved. Views Christians advised.
Women have created an entire multi-million-dollar industry on the way they want to be yearned for, and men still can't figure it out. We have thousands, hundreds of thousands of romance novels, all written with almost the same story outline of how a woman wants to be yearned for, yet men still can't figure it out. Men still can't figure it out. We have the whole entire Bridgerton franchise. For them, it's like a wiki of how to yearn for a woman, and they still can't figure it out. Oh my God.
Yeah, ma'am, I'm sorry to tell you, but your brain is fried, and here's what I mean. The same thing that corn does to a man's brain is the same thing those romance novels do to women's brains. It creates the perception that the dopamine high that you're receiving while reading those books is what's supposed to be happening in your everyday life, which in turn creates a wedge between us and normal human interactions. Our brains are now telling us that normal interaction with that other human is no longer good enough. We need something a bit more intense. And for a lot of us, we completely forget that these are performances. They are designed to entertain. They are not how normal people live every single day. And so in turn, that high you're chasing is a unicorn. You're never going to catch it. That's why you're online complaining right now. Your brain is fried. You're going to have to figure out a way to reverse engineer all the receptors in your brain to be able to interact with humans at a normal pace, especially from a romantic standpoint. And as long as you keep reading those books, it's going to become more and more difficult to satisfy you. Because instead of appreciating what the person actually is right in front of you, you're thinking what they should be, completely disregarding the fact that you are comparing them to a fictional character in a book. Because if we're playing devil's advocate here, 90+% of women cannot compete with cornstarch from a standpoint. And we've already seen the negative effects of what those videos do to men and how they perceive between them and a woman. I'm sure we could all agree, if men took those standards from those videos and tried to apply it to your everyday average working woman, that would not be fair. That is truly not a standard that the average woman can meet. That's just the reality of it. Those books are exactly the same. They're you up. Stop reading them. But you know what? I know you ain't gonna listen to me because not only am I a normal guy, I also saw the look in your eyes at the beginning of the video. You're done for. Y'all keep the change.
So you have a lot of these women asking where the real men are. Just, and the way that they act, you have to ask why they're even asking that question. I mean, have you seen yourself? Have you seen that the way that you conduct yourself? A real man is going to see that. You're not going to pass the bar. You're not going to be able to pass the security check. You know, like you go to the game and you're going through the gate, and then they have those metal detectors and those little metal detecting wands and stuff like that. Y'all can't get past that. So you're not in the game. You don't even have a chance to meet these type of men because you can't even get in the arena. You can't even get in the stadium because they done already seen you on your way up. You walking up with your girls, they already know what type of woman you are. Imagine that. I'm telling you, modern women think that men are easy. They think that men are not paying attention, but men actually are. Men pay a lot of attention. I know y'all don't like to hear that. I know y'all don't think that, but they're paying attention, period.
Can I be so real with you? When men hit on me, it legitimately pisses me off. Like, it makes me angry, and I know that might be unreasonable. I just don't want to. I'm not interested in dating. I've decentered men and dating and love. I'm okay with alone with cats. I'm cool with that, and I've learned to be alone, and now I like it. And just through my own life experience, observing the patterns of men and understanding how most of them act as a collective, and just knowing ball, I know that when a man talks to me, it's because he's trying to get something from me, and that pisses me off real bad. So when men hit on me, like, I legit get mad when men find me attractive because it makes me so mad, because then men don't talk to anyone that they don't think is attractive, and that alone makes me angry. Like, you're only coming over because you want to me. That's what it is. It all boils down to the same. You're only coming over because you want to try to, oh no, I just want to get, you want to, or you want to use me for something. You want to use me for an ego boost in some sort of way. You want to see if you can try to get my number so you can feel good about yourself. It's all about using me in some way, and that's why I just have no patience for dealing with men. I have no patience, and I know not all men are like this, but I just don't have I don't want to give every guy a chance because most of them are evil. So why would I'll treat you all the same, just get out of my face and leave me alone. You know what I mean? Then men will be like, you're being so unreasonable. How are men supposed to talk to women? How are men supposed to approach women then if you don't want them to talk to you? I don't know, but it feels like this. Imagine you're so thirsty. You're driving your car. You're like, oh, I'm so thirsty. I want some water. I need water. So you pull over to the gas station. You're like, I'm going to go buy this water. I'm so thirsty. But you notice outside of the gas station, there's this person that's asking every single person that pulls up for money. And some people give them money. Some people don't. Then you're like, I just wanted to get this water. I didn't want to have to deal with this. You get out of the car and they go, hey, how are you doing today? And you're like, hi, I'm good. And they're like, did you have a busy day? How's it going? And you're like, it's all right. And you're like, well, did you think that you could spare some change? And you're like, there it is. That's how it feels when men talk to you. Like, you know that person's like, they just said, how are you doing today? Did you have a busy day? They don't even really care about that. They're just saying that to segue to try to get what they want from you. They're only talking to you to get something from you. That's exactly how it feels when men talk to me. I don't know how else to, there's nothing else. There's no other reason. Why are you talking? Like, what do you want? What the f*** do you want? What are you doing? Like, get out of my, I don't care. I don't want to be a part of your weird. Well, you want to talk to me because what, you're trying to make your ex jealous or what? Or you just are, you need an ego boost. You want to show off to your friends. You're so thirsty. You haven't gotten laid for like a few weeks. So let me see if I can try to this girl. Get out of my face. Like, I don't care. I don't like, and I don't know. That's just how I feel. I can't stand when men hit on me because it's like, we all know why you're talking to me, and it's not interesting. Like, go away. Go away.
What's crazy is that modern women, they come up with all these tests, man. They come up with all these tests to you know, gone are the days. Gone are the days. Gone are the days to where we just had a regular conversation with people, man. Now we want to put them through the Legend of Zelda side quests. We want to put them through the Pokemon quest where you got to go here and go there and do this to get the rainbow badge and the rock badge or whatever it's called. I can't remember. I haven't played it in a long time. And you got to go over here to get this Pokemon, and you got to roam the field for 3 hours. Instead of just saying, hey man, I want to have a conversation with you. Have the conversation. Really pay attention. Modern women, y'all talk about men. Learn how to ask the questions. Learn how to ask those questions, the right questions. Why not do that? Why not do that, man? Just modern women are not good at dating at all.
What is your salary?
$70,000.
And you also receive a disability from the NFL, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Great. And you have been receiving that since last year, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And how much are you receiving per month?
$135 on living.
sorry, 135,000. Is that per year?
Yes, ma'am.
But that is designed to be temporary. Is that correct?
It's temporary.
Right. But you are still receiving it to date.
Yes, ma'am.
So do you understand that I've calculated your support based on both sources of income as being at the maximum of $2,340?
Yes.
But you disagree with child support being set to that amount, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And what are you requesting that child support be set to?
I think is fair, because I think like $1,500. You know, I want to support my child. I want to be there and stuff. I just don't think the max is, you know, as much as I've done and I provided. I'm there. I'm a present father. I take care of my daughter, you know, and I want them to be compensated. I think fair is $1,500. You know, she's on my insurance.
When asked what he thought would be fair, Mr. Coleman said he believed $1,500 per month would be fair. He said he wanted to support his child and be there for her, but he did not believe the maximum was fair under the circumstances. He said he had done a lot for his daughter, had provided for her, had been a present father, and did not want to be treated like a bank. In his view, $1,500 was a fair number. His own lawyer then questioned him further about the disability. Mr. Coleman explained that the disability was temporary because if he worked and made more than $30,000, it would be taken away. He said he chose to take the risk and go into coaching because he did not want to sit at home and waste away. He described dealing with many physical issues from football, including surgeries, injuries, and constant treatments, and said he spent a lot of money on his health care and on legal fees. According to him, there really was not much money left over once those obligations were paid. He also testified that as far as childcare was concerned, he had always stepped up for his daughter. He said that since she was born, he had been present, had helped financially, had sometimes dipped into his savings, and had paid for things like daycare, birthdays, and whatever else the child needed. He explained that when the child was with him, his mother could help care for her, so he did not need a nanny on his own parenting time. Ms. McIsaac's attorney then cross-examined him. She emphasized that while he kept calling the disability temporary, it would continue for life if he simply chose not to work. She framed it as income meant to support his livelihood because of the injuries he sustained from football. She then walked him through the math, pointing out that as of now he was receiving $135,000 a year from the NFL disability and another $70,000 a year from TCU, which put him at more than $200,000 a year in actual income at the present time.
But you're also living in a $5 million house, is that true?
A $5 million house?
When you're living in a very nice home.
A $5 million house?
I'll look it up later, but that's what I understand.
And do you know that I owe taxes on my house and that I'm selling my house? That is,
any of us that own homes have to pay taxes on the homes.
Yeah, I owe taxes. I'm selling this house. So, and it's not even nowhere near $5 million.
Okay, you own
not even close.
All right, you own various luxury cars. Is that correct?
I have one car.
Or what kind of car is that?
I have a 2017, 2018 Porsche Cayenne that, you know, is not that expensive. I have one car.
All right. You fly on private jet. Is that right?
I don't fly. I have a friend who's made a lot of money that took me on a private jet. I didn't pay for no private jet. I think that y'all got this ideology something completely different because you're seeing all.
Okay, I'm going to object to his answer as non-responsive, Your Honor.
Objection sustained. Mr. Coleman, just answer the questions that she asked you. Yes or no, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, isn't it true? Oh, sorry, Your Honor.
That's okay.
Isn't it true that up until now you have been giving my client some cash every month? About $700 cash, is that right?
Yeah, $700. It ranges.
And then
it ranges to all over like the place.
Okay. And then you've also covered daycare costs during the week. Is that also true?
The daycare, yes, since my daughter been born, yes, ma'am.
And that's $189 a week?
No, we just moved her. It was like $250. She was at a different daycare. She's been at a couple. Wednesday was paying $1,400. Then there was another one we were paying around $1,000. Then there was another one that was paying around $1,000. So we just moved her to the one. Well, he just moved her to the one near her in Forney, and I've also been paying that up to date till now. Also,
okay. And you don't believe that Ms. McIsaacs deliberately moved your daughter to Kaufman County in order to make it harder on you to see her for visitation purposes, do you?
I don't know. I think she did, because why would you?
Okay.
She emphasized that while he kept calling the disability temporary, it would continue for life if he simply chose not to work. She framed it as income meant to support his livelihood because of the injuries he sustained from football. She then walked him through the math, pointing out that as of now he was receiving $135,000 a year from the NFL disability and another $70,000 a year from TCU, which put him at more than $200,000 a year in actual income at the present time. She also questioned him about his lifestyle and assets, including his home, his car, and his ability to travel. She pointed out that he had historically been giving Ms. McIsaac around $700 in cash some months, and had also been paying daycare costs, which meant he was already paying amounts in the same range as the support being discussed. Her position was that the proposed support amount was not excessive in light of his income and the financial needs of the child. Mr. Coleman's counsel then gave a brief closing argument. He stressed that the NFL disability was never intended to serve as a supplement to additional earned income. In his view, it was meant to replace income only if Mr. Coleman could not work. Since Mr. Coleman was now working and had accepted that his disability would likely be lost, counsel argued that it was unfair to treat that money as if it were permanent ongoing income for future support purposes. He asked the court either to base support on the $70,000 salary alone, or to use a compromise figure of about $500. Ms. McIsaac's attorney responded that nothing in the record showed that the disability payments had actually ended or were about to end immediately. At the present moment, Mr. Coleman was receiving the money, and the court was entitled to calculate child support from his current real income. She also argued that her client needed the support, and that if the court were willing, it should even consider an additional amount for weekend child care. Still, the state itself stuck with its request for the maximum guideline amount of $2,240. After hearing from everyone, the judge announced the ruling. The court accepted the agreed portions of the order and made them the order of the court. The judge then ordered child support in the amount of $2,240 per month, beginning October 1st, 2025. The judge asked if there were any questions. There were none that changed the ruling, and the hearing concluded with the parties being excused.
I think for a lot of men, they walk away from dating because the rules keep changing, and a man can't keep up with that stuff. You know, just one day I want this, another day I want that. Last week you could do a certain set of things or say a certain set of things to me. This week changed, and a man each week, honestly and truly for these modern women, every hour, on the hour, you're supposed to know when her mind changes about something and be on board with it. Like, as a matter of fact, for a lot of modern women, they're expecting you to know exactly how they will feel and anticipate that move. So they haven't even thought it yet. It hasn't even crossed their mind, and they're expecting you to know and understand that and be like, okay, this is what she gonna want. Oh shoot, she likes pink today, but tomorrow she gonna like green. So let me go out and get everything green, nails green, hair green, green clothing, paint her car green. How do you know that? Well, I'm one step ahead of you because I know what you're gonna think. I'm a psychic, I can read into the future. That's the type of time that modern women are on nowadays. They expect a man to just guess. And it's more than a guess. They expect the man to just know how I'm going to feel, know what I'm going to be doing, know why I'm going to be doing it, what drink I want, what food I want, the girls that I want to talk to, the girls that I want to hang out with, where I want to hang out with, type of food that I want, just all of it. At that point in time, men are saying it's not worth it. It's not worth it at all. That's an attitude of entitlement. That's a delusional mindset. That's a mindset that's rooted in fantasy. You know, now you have men stopped approaching, and everybody wants to know why. But the answer is really simple, to be honest. It stopped being appreciated. You're acting like men are criminals. You walk up to a woman trying to be respectful, and what do you get? You get an attitude. You get somebody rolling their eyes. You get somebody putting their hand in your face. Maybe she records you and puts you on TikTok. Got you out here on YouTube, on Instagram, laughing. And a lot of times women don't understand that I don't know why, they don't understand if you do this enough times, then a man's gonna be like, oh, okay, well, let me go find something else to do. Why in the world would I continue to put myself out there to get embarrassed? Why? Why am I gonna take the risk and I'm getting no reward? I'm not getting any appreciation for what I'm doing. It used to be a man could approach a woman, and even if she wasn't interested, she'd still be polite. Even if she ain't like him, oh no, thank you, I appreciate it. And you just walk off. You had your dignity, you had your self-respect intact, just gracious and polite. Okay, cool, no problem. But now you have women out here treating men like they a criminal, but just coming to say hello. Man, open the door, you treat the man like a criminal, right? And so when you start telling men they've done something wrong, it's always, oh, well, you didn't do this right, or I like the approach and the line and all this other stuff, but I wouldn't have done this or whatever and whatnot. Men just stop walking up to you. Men just, they get to saying, well, you know what, she's gonna be silly anyway, so I'm gonna go do something else. I'm gonna go figure out something else to do. I'm gonna go be more productive with my time. And modern women, for some reason, they don't get it.